Welcome to the Jamaica Young Police Channel. Today we are going to give you an update about ZELLE Gardens strongman and JLP LGBTQ plus Don, president of Mother of all garrisons, Christopher Dudus Coke, who is in a federal prison, low security section in Fort Dix, New Jersey, where his robbing is sentenced of various federal crimes including racketeering, drug dealing, gun dealing, human trafficking, money laundering, and a host of other federal crimes. We are going to tell you that there are no honest criminals. Yes, there's no honest criminals. And Christopher Dudus Coke, is the epitome of a criminal based on his behavior, dealing with the United States federal justice system, and is trying to break and back out of a legal agreement with his plea bargain case that prevented him from spending the rest of his life in prison by opting for the plea bargain of 20 years and an additional 3 years, which are to run consecutively. So, once you're sentenced consecutively, you don't get it's not like Jamaica in a way, or them reward criminal, a man get 30 years for this, and him get 4 for that, or 50 for that, although nobody in Jamaica never get no 50 years, that I know of. And then it's a greater sentence them do, because it's run concurrently. And that is just madness. But in America, no man, it's consecutively. So you commit the crime, two different crime. Yeah, you have to rob a sentence each crime separately. So you have 23 years to do. You understand? And his release date is stated for in 2030. Yes. So you rob him nice years them. Or Uncle Sam system operate when it comes down to prison. But as you can see, Dudus is crying like a little boy lost his lollipop. Yeah, because in a prison, them tell you what time to go to bed, what time to get up, what to do, and when to do, and when you're required to do it. So he's crying like a little boy lost his lollipop. So he has been appealing his plea deal agreement because he wants to return to Jamaica. Uncle Sam said to him, "No way, drag queen." Yeah, man, Dudus are the first drag queen, bad man we have. Yes, Don's, Don, our president. You understand? So we know say, Zeke's Rear Admiral, we don't know if, we heard rumor that, Dudus is a Rear Admiral, but we have no evidence to support the same. But we know that he's a drag queen, because seeing in him paraphernalia, yeah man, Dudus a big drag queen. Can you believe bad man a drag? But that's how it is in Jamaica, because them the bad man them are a feminine side about them, so that's why them behave the way they, if you notice. You understand? Yeah, so the big bad most feared criminal is crying that he wants an early release from Uncle Sam's prison. So he filed another lawsuit in the United States District Court, Southern District of New York. Yeah, and the case number in the federal system, you can find it. It's 19C V 263 LTS. So we're going to give you some context behind this thing, because we're going to show you that there's no honest criminal, and that this man, just his name alone, back in Jamaica, reign terror, on the people psyche. This is a man who closed down Jamaica, for 10 days, no commerce, nothing, one man, all because we have, politicians in Jamaica who keeps cuddling criminals, encourage them, support them financially, publicly, privately, and that these criminals, they have secret for a lot of them. So they are willing to put Jamaica's reputation in the world, to let the world see that Jamaica is a criminal's paradise, and that's what this man has done. He's no angel, although they would like to portray him as that. And because of this man, the drag queen that you're looking at, Christopher Dudus, because of him, we have a law named Indicom. Yes, and Indicom propels them to a different level where these guys, feel as if they have immunity from prosecution, and they feel like they can dirt people at will. And whenever the police confront them and dirt them, they feel that because of Indicom, the police is the bad guy, and that's how it is. And you can see even the other day that this egoistic guy that's up there, he wants camera and the soldiers. I've never seen such idiocy in all of my life. I serve in the United States military, and at no time that's a requirement for us to wear camera. Such an idiot. It's a bossy slave that wants soldiers to wear cameras on their uniform in Jamaica. That's how these people revere criminals there. And people don't see that something is wrong with the system there. You understand? In Jamaica. So, we're going to give some context about this man. So in 2010, Christopher Dudus Coke, yes, one of Jamaica's most potent Dan, and as I can say, he's a drag queen, was arrested and extradited to the United States of America, where he's currently serving a sentence of 23 years in federal prison for arms and trafficking dealing. The man big in the crime family thing. So the myth surrounding Dudus has been scripted and re-scripted through multiple phases of visual elaboration. Only a few photographs have circulated in the press, and these scarce images have played a central role in initially reinforcing his persona. Through its analysis of the case, Christopher Coke and other Jamaican dans, this, we can argue that, it's a form of attention, to model of masculinity, in which to me, most of these guys behave more like girls, because they're more feminine than anything. Because look at Zeke's. Zeke's, Bulby was a rear admiral, Zeke's is a rear admiral. The only thing now we don't have any evidence of Dudus as a rear admiral, but we know that he's a drag queen. You understand? And there's no denying that the man is a drag queen. You understand? So we're gonna give you some contextualization about this man and his danship. But later we tell you about that. But we are continuing the journey with his case. He's fighting Uncle Sam because he wants to go back to Jamaica. Cause I know that once he returns to Jamaica, that he's gonna be treated like royalty, because that's how it is in Jamaica. So this man, he had signed a plea agreement with Uncle Sam to prevent him from going to prison for life. So, because he know that he did not want to go to prison for life, so he took the plea bargain, and for the 23 years. And the man has been fighting ever since he has been in prison, crying like a baby. Because in prison, they tell you when to wake, when to sleep. So most people think that prison is like a vacation, and he has to work too. Yeah, Dudus have to work in prison where he has never done in his life. You understand? So he can't manage prison. So if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. So I don't know how is this guy whining, this drag queen whining, as if he's some special person. You commit the crime and you just do the time. You just rub your sentence because you're a bad man, and you enjoy killing people. You understand? And in time come for you to face the music. You're running out, you're running away, hiding, and just like drag. As the days goes by, after he had fled from Tivoli because for them to extradite him, the security forces had to go into Tivoli Gardens to catch him, but unfortunately he was not there. That's how very smart and witty that this criminal is. And if you know an honest criminal, you can show him, because Dudus is the epitome of a criminal, because the man wants to ring against and back out of his same plea deal, his plea bargain that he had signed with Uncle Sam, because he does not want to spend all the time in prison. So it goes to show you that although these guys pretend to be tough, when they are under rules and regulation, he has been a model prisoner in the American prison system. This man don't give any problem or anything like that, but yet in Jamaica he doesn't obey the law. So that goes to show that these people, because Jamaica is a criminal's paradise, these people don't respect the law there, so they do anything. But when they're in another man's country, they have to respect the law, because they know that the law is the law, and it is enforced by the government. And if you think Dudus can cause any kind of problem in prison in New Jersey at Fort Dix, you think again, because these correction officers back in Jamaica, we call them water. They will broke him up, beat him to frazzle, beat him to sickness. You understand? So as we continue the journey, we're going to remind you, some of his cases that he had filed with the court and these things. Yes, whether or not you like Dudus, what Dudus have done, Dudus have shown the Jamaican people that you can become a force to be reckoned with, and show the government that you can challenge them, the status quo, and that's what he has done. I don't think that we will ever live to see the likes of him again in Jamaica, because what he has done, only during slavery were the slaves ever to rebel against the colonial masters. And then when the colonial masters arrived in Jamaica with boatloads of troops, they massacre over. That was after the Paul Bogan rebellion. But what this man has done, he has took criminality to a different level. We are showing the government that I can challenge you guys, and you guys have to just sit and watch. So he was able to amass over 200 men with guns in Jamaica. Yes, and these men took on the security forces. And I want to show you how powerful this man was, and I know that he still is. That this man was able to cause our parliament in Jamaica to pass an act called the Indicom Act. And it was done in a bipartisan fashion. Both political party, the PNP LGBTQ+, and the JLP LGBTQ+, government at the time, they all signed on to an act that the PNP government has been trying from 1994, from PJ Patterson was Prime Minister, and not until almost 2 decades after, the most criminal-minded and criminal supporter as a Prime Minister, Bruce Colin, he was able to marshal through that law to penalize and punish the police for their work in helping Uncle Sam to extradite this drag queen out of Jamaica. Yes, and the drag queen Dudus is the epitome of a criminal. Try to back out of a plea bargain agreement, and he doesn't understand what a contract means, because that's criminal. Criminals don't abide by laws or evil culture. It's whatever they want, because they think that they're the dominant force. That's why you have to use force to fight force. You cannot talk to these people, because the only thing that these people know is violence. Jamaica is a violent society, so the only thing that you can use to communicate with these people is violence. And that's how they understand things. But you know, Jamaica has fast become a liberal society in which they make excuse for everyone, even people that kills people. There's no other place in the world where something of the sort happened. That this is the same man, you know, Christopher Dudus, the drag queen, who locked down Jamaica for 10 days and the island came to a standstill. As this man, militia, and imported young men from from various communities in Jamaica, due to their loyalty to this man, was willing to profess their love to him by taking on the Jamaican government, challenging its authority to rule the island. The security forces in May 2010 had to venture into Tivoli Gardens to capture this man, as if it was a war zone, because of the barricades placed around the community, and residents were forced to stay there by this man and his henchmen after the security force entered Tivoli Gardens and a fierce gun battle ensued. At the end of the standoff and shootouts and a gun battle and resistance by these militiamen, yes, they are not gunmen, you know, because once it's a group of people, it's a militia. A militia is like an army, but it's in mini. So that's what they had down there in Tivoli Gardens. You know, so these people have no respect for the rule of law. At least 80 people were reportedly killed, including 3 police officers and a member of the Jamaica Defence Force, which is a soldier. Coke was captured about a month later in the company of Reverend Al Miller along the Nelson Mandela Highway, Ferry, St. Catherine, that's, you know, close to Kingston. There are many court filings by Dudus' legal team trying to get him released from prison early. And Uncle Sam said to him, "No, drag queen, you do the crime, you do the time, and there is no way you are going to get out of your plea deal agreement because it is a contract that you have signed voluntarily. Because you did not want to go to trial and face the American jury system, as your ass would be toast and baked like potato." He was labeled by Uncle Sam as the head of one of the most famous gangs out of Jamaica, the Shower Posse. And the name come from the way how these guys would kill their victims by spraying bullets all over their bodies. These are some of the most barbaric criminals ever to walk the streets of America. Yes, the Shower Posse. These people kill even babies. That's how wicked they are. They are the Gullyman Posse. You understand? You know, one of the wickedest and most barbaric gang out of Jamaica. So on June 12, 2012, Christopher Dudus was convicted in a Manhattan, New York federal court for racketeering, him being the leader of the gang responsible for exporting drugs, importing guns into Jamaica, human trafficking, and assault. He was sentenced to 20 years for racketeering. So that's how, you know, the court treated him. And for the sentences we have mentioned before will be served separately, unlike our criminal system in Jamaica that rewards and are sympathetic to our criminals because they are black and are descendants of slavery. What utter nonsense and garbage, you know, these bossy slaves in Jamaica have been selling to black people. No wonder why we have so many criminals there. You understand? The judge asked Christopher Dudus if he wanted to make a statement before he was sentenced, and he replied in the affirmative, yes. And he addressed the court by saying, "I am a good person and I've done a lot of things for the Jamaican people," said Christopher Dudus. Can you believe that this man was caused so much pain, grief, and suffering by killing, maiming, extorting, and all manner of evil upon the Jamaican populace and those in the diaspora? Is saying that he's a good person? You are not a good person because of the crimes that you have committed, said the judge. Remember that a part of his plea deal is that he can't file a lawsuit against the government, meaning that he can't appeal his conviction to the court. The drag queen started to cry on his first day to prison. Yes, Dudus goes to prison and he has filed several applications with the court that he wanted his sentence reduced, and each time he filed his lawsuit against Uncle Sam and the justice system, the higher court denied his request and reminding him of the obligation and a part of the contract that he signed voluntarily with the government, and now he's complaining. The drag queen in his last court filing is telling the court that Dudus was wrongfully arrested and charged by Uncle Sam, and it was based on inaccurate information that his rights were violated by Uncle Sam. Can you believe that the killer, Dan, president, is talking about rights? Give me a break, drag queen Dudus. Give me a break. What kind of rights? When you have trampled and every person that you have came into contact with, who you do not agree with. You understand? So I don't know what are you saying? You know, so the drag queen Dudus is telling the court in his last filing that Dudus was wrongfully arrested and charged by Uncle Sam, and it was based on inaccurate information that his rights were violated by Uncle Sam. Can you believe what this man is saying, that his rights was violated by Uncle Sam, when this man has violated so many people's rights? You understand? That's what he's claiming. So we continue the journey. So the justice denies claims. Yeah, they deny his claims and deny his application for a reduction in sentence. So he's begging them to go home because he can't deal with the prison system. Although man a bad man, you know, man want to commit crime, but man don't want to do the time. You commit the crime, you do the time. You understand? So remember, you know, that his action while he was arrested and charged for obstruction has to do with the men who took up arms on his behalf to prevent the Jamaican government from executing him and executing the warrant of arrest that the United States of America have sent to Jamaica for this man. The sentence was inaccurate, that he caused a human to lose his life, the life at his hands, by using a power saw to cut the person into pieces. The victim's name was not released by the court. So imagine a man I use a saw to kill somebody, you know, that blood has spilled all over, you know, man. A sick puppy this, you know. The federal government used legally binding words to block his last motion by stating that the case is time bar, meaning that the time for him to file such a lawsuit has expired, and that he has no standing or his plea bargain agreement is a legally binding contract. Yes, his plea bargain agreement is a legal binding contract, and he cannot ring on the contract, and that he can't use the court to get out of as he did it as a way to not facing the American jurors who would have convicted him and sent him to prison for the rest of his life. The government outlined his lawsuit as meritless and lack any legal grounds or standings to proceed, and the court sided with the government. Here is a man who had signed a contract and now he wants to back out of the same. The court knows that there are no honest criminals. If you scroll down on the document, you can see that Dudus signed away his rights when he signed the plea agreement, and he did it to save himself from spending the rest of his life in prison in America. So I don't know why this guy is complaining. Look how many people you kill, and you are doing a 23-year prison in America at a minimum security prison, and you're complaining about you're going to be here too long. What about the people that you have killed? They're not here. So rub a sentence, man. You understand? And I hope one of them big guy there, grab you up there and them, them do them thing. Because People like here are terrorists in them, man, because you understand, they kill police and soldier and all them things. You feel say you're untouchable, and you understand. But we know that, we know that the Indicom Act was created, and for you, it's a form of retaliation by both political parties. One thing the both political party in Jamaica have is one common enemy, the police. Yes, everybody hate the police, including both political party. That's why I keep reminding the young police officers them to migrate and leave Jamaica. But some of them still want to stay because they love the hype and the powers that comes with it. The court know that there are no honest criminals. If you scroll down on the document, you will see that Dudus signed away his rights. And it's all there in the plea agreement. The court reminded Dudus that he would have to spend between 262 to 276 months in prison. And he was asked in the court by the judge if he understood the agreement, and he said, yes, he did. I know he's trying to be a smart drag queen. And it's not going to happen in America because, first of all, he's black. In the court filing, the government outlined the strategy that Dudus used to control the residents of Tivoli Gardens by using violence, fear, threat of death, and intimidation to control the people's mind, heart, and soul. The government charged him with crimes committed in Jamaica. You understand? So, on June 8, 2012, Dudus was sentenced to 262 months to 272 months in prison. The man has been to numerous maximum security prisons in America, and is currently housed at a minimal security prison in Fort Dix, New Jersey, where he is currently housed with other low-risk prisoners. I know people who soon come out of prison, all kind of people. I've never been to that. I never been to a prison here or anything like that. So I cannot tell you the kind of people that are there. But if he's there at the low security minimal prison, you know that he was a model citizen in the general population. Yet in Jamaica, every youth aspires to be the next Dudus because of what the Jamaican government has shown the people, that they are willing to do the necessary to fight for criminals like him in the international community by putting Jamaica's name in a negative light. And this was done by Bruce Golden, the man who was never a laborer but an opportunist. So the man who gave us Indicom Act, yeah man, none other than Bruce Golden, the former JLP LGBTQ plus Prime Minister. You understand? He's the one that gave us Indicom and empowered the criminals because he was upset that the police had cooperated with Uncle Sam to extradite Christopher Dudus. If Christopher Dudus wasn't extradited, that man would be one of the most talented criminal Jamaica had ever seen, because he would have never faced any music or be accountable. But this is the case that make him accountable. And the court has shown the Jamaican people that in America, crime does not pay, unlike in Jamaica. If this is the first time to the channel, remember to like the video. Yeah, you cannot be watching the video all the way to this and you don't like it. Let's click the like button and subscribe to the channel. Yes man. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, select all, so when we release the next video. And we are not going to, we're going to give you some other things about Dudus, the rise and fall of this Dan, and we're going to tell give you history about where this Dan culture come from and who is responsible for it, and this, you understand, because it's history now. People without knowledge of themselves is like a tree without root. Dudus is no model citizen. Dudus is not someone that other used to emulate, because at the end of the day, it's two things: it's either death or prison. Everyone is gonna die now, but some will die sooner because of the life that they have chose to live. And we at the Jamaica Young Police channel, we discourage young men from getting themselves involved in any form of criminality. You understand? Your freedom is paramount. Yeah, thanks for watching the Jamaica Young Police channel. Jamaica Young Police channel out.